Hi, and welcome to And So Much More. I am your host, Cami Smith, and I am here with Lauren Campbell. And Lauren is a talent acquisition consultant
Yeah.
here at Centra. And we get to talk today about recruitment, how to come on board here, what it looks like to work at Centra, all of those super fun things that I know everyone's just dying to know. And so, Lauren, why don't you tell us first, what brought you to Centra? So you're recruiting people to come to Centra. What's your story of how you came?
So my story kind of dates back probably about 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So I started with Centra when I was a brand new mom and needed a position just kind of to keep myself working. My husband worked full time, but I wanted something to just kind of stay in the workforce for a little while. So I started in a PRN role in senior care at the time.
Okay.
And from there, kind of transitioned into a role at Centra's College of Nursing.
Okay.
Spent a long time there in admissions and enrollment, doing a lot of recruitment. And then I joined the HR team about 2.5 years ago.
Okay. So wait, what was the first one you said?
I actually worked at the Summit. It was a senior care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, so you've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Centra. I love that.
It's been a fun little journey, though.
Yes. Well, and that makes you so qualified to talk to prospective caregivers about what it truly is like, because you don't have this one perspective of working in HR. You've really tested the waters.
Yeah, and it's actually been a lot of fun, to be honest with you, and to think. When I look back at all of the roles that I've had, each one was kind of a stepping stone in a way, kind of preparing me for the next.
Yeah,
But it's been awesome.
I love that. So working at Centra, there's so much to talk about when it comes to Centra. This is a huge health system. And for those of you who are watching and you're not familiar with Centra, what can you share a little bit? What is your who is Centra pitch? Do you have a pocket pitch that you throw out there?
A pocket pitch. That's funny. Anytime that we're actually talking to candidates about coming to work for Centra, I think that there's kind of a warmth that you convey. Centra is it's a lot like a family.
Yeah.
And I think that people also know that. Even from the outside looking in, they see that in the people that they interact with in the community that they know are a part of Centra.
Mm-hmm.
And so that message kind of conveys itself,
Mm-hmm.
but I just talk about the relationships that I've had. I talk about the roles that I've had
Mm-hmm.
and how I've been able to advance and grow in my career. But listening to them and kind of finding out where they are in life,
Yeah.
you can kind of build off of that. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily have a pocket pitch that works for every single one, but it's also about getting to know the candidate, finding out, what's going to be the best fit for them.
Okay. So because there are so many different areas within our health system, I do want to talk about culture, because the culture at Centra is something that's going to impact every caregiver, no matter where you are. So what would you say is the culture here at Centra?
Well, I mean, there's that family feel.
Yeah.
I was talking to a colleague yesterday about culture, and we were talking about how there's been this feeling that we've always had when you walk through the halls.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe you're joining a new department, maybe you're a brand new employee, or maybe you've been here for a long time. But when you walk the halls of the hospitals and even some of the doctors' offices, you feel it. There's a warmth. But there's unity in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that we have that within our culture. We're unified. We're sharing the same purpose.
Yes.
And I think that that's what's bringing us together. I think that it's nice, too, that we're putting a lot of focus on our people now.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I want to talk about that,
Yeah.
too. So let's put a pin in that one for sure. And I love what you're talking about, because we work in the same building, correct?
Yes.
And so, there's many buildings. It's not like there's just one big place that everyone at Centra works.
That's right.
Many different hospitals and different specialty centers, and then office buildings. And so what I love about being here or being in any of those places is exactly what you're talking about. Because I started when things were still kind of shut down. We were still during COVID, toward the end. And so there was a sense of belonging and camaraderie, and just walking around, even Lynchburg General Hospital. And you would think it would be the opposite. You would think that for a group of people who have experienced so much, there'd almost be like we're just surviving here.
Yes.
But it's not like that.
But it's not.
It's not. And I love talking to people about what happens on the other side of these hospital doors, because the people and the situations and the friendships and the camaraderie, it goes deep. And it's very exciting.
Does. And you can see it and you can feel it, And so I think it's just one of those things that if you ever get the opportunity, a lot of us have been in the hospital for one reason or another. Maybe we have a family member, or maybe, we're here ourselves.
Yeah.
But coming in, you can feel it from the outside, but also, like you said, once you kind of get in and you become part of a team, you feel it. It all comes full circle.
Yeah. And something we talk about a lot on And So Much More is the fact that our caregivers are also our patients and our community. And so when we talk about the community impact that Centra has, it just is this full circle because it's community members giving back to community. It's so huge. Many caregivers who are a part of all facets of the individual communities where we have hospitals and specialty centers and businesses. So that is a huge benefit for me working at Centra, but there are so many. And so I want to talk about like kind of the benefits that we're talking about, but also like benefits. Like what are the benefits of working at Centra?
Well, there's a lot of benefits in terms of, like the big things that we consider: health insurance, dental insurance, 401ks, things like that. Then there's also a lot of fun benefits as well. When we look at like our total rewards in terms of maybe it's discounts to YMCA and things like that. Another, exciting thing that brings family together and also focuses on you.
Yeah. I know we're doing that. My family actually, I've always wanted my family to join the Y, and my kids are finally old enough to do it. So when I first started working at Centra, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, we get a discount.
Yes.
And so we do. We go together.
And it kind of keeps you engaged. Yes. And keeps you moving, right?
Keeps us moving.
Yeah.
Keeps us moving. So that, to me, is a huge perk. But then we also have like the Bowen Wellness Center, which we can go and work at. Is it still 24 hours a day?
24 hours a day.
It's a huge
and it's
benefit.
Right there. So then if you want to go down before your shift or after your shift, that's a huge perk as well.
Yes. So what would you say sets Centra apart, or what differentiates Centra from other health systems?
I would have to probably say that it's Centra's people. I think our people are our driving force.
Yeah.
I think that that's what keeps us going. And I think that that's a huge part of what sets us apart.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think about those who have been in healthcare their entire life. And I've only been in healthcare for a little over 2 years now.
Oh.
And so I've been in marketing for years and years and years. But to step into healthcare was so wonderful. And you actually talked about this a little bit just a moment ago. You talked about the purpose behind what we do. And whether you are coming from a nonprofit background or a ministry background, which is both of where I come from, coming into a healthcare system, I love the depth of purpose that I get from everybody that I get to talk to, especially here on And So Much More, whether it's a provider or if it's a patient or if it's, we have people come in here who lead some of the incredible programs that we have.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind to see the purpose. Like, people are here because they love our community, because they love our patients. They love getting to have an impact. They truly want to see someone live their best life.
And that's the core of it, I think.
Yeah.
When you think about us being here for that shared purpose, we all are vested in our community in so many ways.
Yeah.
But when we want to truly, care for their health and to see everyone do well and be healthy, it's a really fun thing.
It is. We just had this one conversation, and you guys need to go and listen to it. It's with a patient named Tina Tucker, and she had the most incredible relationship with her provider.
Yes,
with Dr. Gill.
That.
Oh
yes.
my goodness. And hearing something play out the way it's supposed to play out.
Yeah.
And it's incredible because it changed her life. Like, she is just living her best life right now. And so that's just one of the many conversations and one of the many ways that I've seen the people here at Centra make an impact that is just going to last, and it's going to change legacy too.
And you could feel her story too.
Oh my gosh,
the more that she talked about it. I mean, how passionate she was, and same for the care that he was providing for her.
Yeah.
But I think that we see that in a lot of the ways that we interact with our patients and everyone that we see.
Yeah. And there are so many stories. Like, that's just one that we get to tell of so many.
I had an experience, probably it's been 16 years in itself, but landed me in the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up spending a couple of days in our ICU here. But it also became another driving force for me, in terms of who we were bringing into our nursing programs, who we were bringing in, in terms of our caregivers and our employees. It really made me, I saw how important they were and how that was such a contributing factor to me getting well and healing. That, it just made my job that much more important.
Yes, it's your why.
Yes, exactly. It became a large part of my why.
So that brings up a good question. What are the pathways? So you have to find the right people, the right caregivers to step in these roles.
That's right.
What are the pathways that lead into a career here at Centra?
It just kind of depends on what your interest is. And sometimes we don't know right away what our interests are. Yeah. We think that we may want to go into nursing, or maybe it's something completely different. And that's when job shadowing is really important. If you ever get an opportunity to job shadow, kind of come in and work, a day or so, just kind of shadow somebody that's in that role, just to get a snapshot of what that daily life is like. Yeah. That's huge. But in terms of pathways, Central Virginia Community College is here. They have a number of wonderful programs that help support our caregivers in terms of starting nursing careers. Maybe it's phlebotomy, radiology, some of those programs. That would be a first place to get started. Then also we have Centra College here itself that actually has a nursing program, has a registered nursing program and an LPN program and a certified nursing assistant program.
So when you talk about job shadowing, I have not done any kind of job shadowing since I was in college. And so is that I'm assuming primarily for students who are coming in, or is it for all ages?
Yeah, it could be for all ages.
That's incredible. Yeah. I love that. Because, I feel like there's so much pressure put on a very specific age group to know what they need to do and to have the opportunity to step into a huge health system.
And to see what it's like.
Like, what a gift.
We spend some time in the summer with the Beacon of Hope program with Lynchburg City Schools. And it's interesting because this was the second year that we were able to have them come and do a job shadowing experience. And they were here for several weeks and did several rotations through various units. And it's neat to see that they come in with this idea of what they think that they might like. Yeah. And then by the time they've rotated through several departments and they've seen various roles, they have a completely different idea of what they might be doing.
Okay.
Might want to do.
We had a few of them come through marketing, and we loved it. Yeah. We loved it. It was so incredible to meet this group we had, and ours were all female, but to meet with these ladies and get to hear where they're coming from. And some of them are just like powerhouse women. It was incredible.
With goals.
Yes. With it really. And so we were able to set them up. And I know you guys did headshots, but we did a little headshot session and they sat in on a podcast.
It was really neat for them to have the desire too, to think about roles for marketing at Centra. You know, so often we think about, these direct patient care roles, but they were like, oh, there's a marketing team, and that drives that interest too.
Yeah, many of them came in wanting to go more clinical, and we're just like, wow, we didn't realize Centra did so much, that there was so much happening behind those doors. There's so much behind these doors, people. You don't even know. It's very cool. So say for those who are caregivers here, or if you're talking to those who are, they're in the education world and they're still working toward the career they would like to step into here at Centra or in healthcare, what opportunities are there to continue that education once you are already working here?
Yeah, so Centra has one of the wonderful benefits is tuition reimbursement. Mm-hmm. So if you are thinking about going back to school, that's certainly a benefit that you can utilize. Yeah. And then I would say keeping that open line of communication with your leader, keeping, your goals and, your plans in terms of what you're looking for as far as career advancement. That's a huge thing. You can meet with your business partner, too, to kind of see what are your goals? What are the steps to take to reach those goals?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I love that. Has anyone's direction surprised you? Has there ever been a new caregiver or someone who just really surprised you when they come in? Because you can see people jump everywhere. For me, it would probably be me jumping into nursing, which, is doable. It could happen. But do you ever see people change drastically within Centra or kind of navigate in and around?
Yeah, and that's one of the beauties to Centra too, is you can do that. Yes. It's kind of whatever suits you at that point in your life. But also if you want to try something new, we have such an environment that encourages that. Yeah. So it's hard for me to think of a specific time where I've seen someone jump. I hired someone yesterday that's been sitting on my heart because she had recently worked for the school system. She's new to the area, but she had worked in senior care and some of these other places where she had was transferring from, but she genuinely just wanted to get back to caring. Not necessarily that she wasn't caring in the role that she was in the school system, but she wanted to work with an aging population.
Yeah.
And she was genuinely so excited when I called her and made this offer to her, and we were talking about her onboarding and just getting started, and she was so passionate and so excited that it was
like
so
I
motivating.
Can't help but smile.
Yes. And
I love that.
It was really heartwarming, to be honest with you, to see people that come in that are genuinely here for the right reasons and they're truly excited to come in and provide that level of care.
Yeah, I will say I did not have a lot of experience with like clinical caregivers outside of my own doctor in a doctor's appointment before I started working here. And that is something that blew me away is, you hear bedside manner and you know what that is if you are coming in as a patient, but to witness somebody give that is it's I don't know, it's a very humbling thing to sit and watch someone step into their passion, step into like this woman, like she's so passionate about it.
And when it's super meaningful for them. Yes. I mean, she just kept telling me how excited she was and how she just couldn't wait to get started. And you hear that often, but there's also something, you can hear it in the tone of someone's voice.
Yeah.
And you know that they're there for the right purpose, and that's going to be a really good thing.
Well, I'm excited for her.
Yes.
So for those who are listening who may want to know, like, what is my next step? How do I even get the ball rolling to come and begin a career at Centra? What are maybe some upcoming recruitment events or things going on
We
for
have
them?
2 upcoming recruitment events that we're really excited about. We have one that we're going to be hosting at Bella Vista, formerly known as the Kirkley Hotel.
Okay.
That's October the 3rd from 3 to 6 p.m. And we're just going to have a number of our departments there. We're going to have hiring leaders there that can offer on-site interviews.
Oh, wow.
So, wonderful way
so
to come
ready. Come ready to have
Bring
an interview. Yes. That's huge.
Yes.
Is that common for recruitment events? Like that would throw me, I think, if I came
we're
to a
excited.
recruitment
We're
event.
excited to feature this, and it'll be really a way for people to engage too with that hiring team.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one you said October 3rd.
Yes, that's October
and then
the 3rd.
we have another one, right?
We do. We have one on October the 19th.
Okay.
That one's going to be at Centra College. We're going to have that one outside, and that one's going to be more of a health, career, and resource fair. So we're going to have a number of our teams come out and kind of highlight what they do on a daily basis. We're going to have our emergency services teams there.
Oh, very cool.
Be able to check out some of those resources. Our AHA teams will be there. Centra College will talk about the programs that they have.
Oh, good.
And then certainly, too, bring your resume to that as well.
Yes.
We'll have somebody there to talk about all of Centra careers.
Yes. I love that so much. And I feel like you should be the one to do the plug at the end because it's what you do. But I will say, like, for those of you who are listening, take note of those dates. Go ahead and just rewind, write down the dates, and come back. We hope that you'll come and check it out and get to know Centra a little bit and, leave that door open for us to surprise you a little bit. We hope you'll come on the 3rd or the 19th of October with your resume. Don't forget that. And then go back through if you want to know more about Centra and who we are and our health system as a whole. You can go back through some of these episodes and meet some of our providers and meet some of our patients. You can hear about some of the programs that we have going on, some of the modernization, some of the big facility changes we have coming.
Those are really fun opportunities to get
there's
involved.
So much happening here
Lots
at Centra.
of career opportunities
and so
there.
we're excited. So thank you,
Yes,
Lauren, for coming on here.
me.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys for listening in on And So Much More.